Now we're into a problem that looks like this is trying to be a little more realistic. So we're in Chapter 3, Section 2, problem number 17. A manufacturer examines its records over the last year on component part received from outside suppliers. The breakdown on source, supplier A, supplier B, and quality, H high, E usable, D defective, is shown in the 2A contingency table. Okay, so my rows are what's coming in by supplier, and the columns are what the quality level is. So I did double check this. I went through and added up all these numbers to see if this is the sum total of the events or the outcomes in the event of a selection from this, and those probabilities do all add up to 1. So I did confirm that. Alright. So the record of a part is selected at random. Find the probability of each of the following events. Okay, so that a part was defective. So in this case, we're looking at, I'm going to say anything in column D, because that's the defective column. So that we're looking at all the potential outcomes in D. So if we sum those, so if we have the probability that A is defective plus the probability that B is defective, so that's going to be 0.0014 plus 0.0009. That's going to give me 0.0023 as my initial probability there. So probability a part is defective, so that's 0.23%. Okay, B. Okay, finding the probability of the event that the part was either high quality or was at least usable in 2 ways. So added the numbers in the table, and 2, using the answer to A and the probability rule for complements. Okay. So here, I, in the first round, is adding the numbers. So high quality or at least usable. So H and U, so this is going to be the probability that A was high quality plus the probability that B was high quality plus the probability that U was high quality plus the probability that, what was that statement? Let me come back and get rid of that. I said I could erase one of my earlier ones. Let's come through and erase this. What was I saying? There's no U here. Oops. I have to draw again. Some more erasing. Okay, now let's come back and do this correctly. So probability A is high quality, probability B is high quality, and the probability that A is usable quality plus the probability that B is usable quality. There we go, those are the ones. So that's 0.6937 plus 0.2982 plus 0.0049 plus 0.0009, and that gives me, let's see, 0.9997. Let's see, 3 9s and a 7. Let me pause there a minute and go back and check that. Just a moment. Okay, as I look at that again when I was adding those numbers up, I've got too many 9s there. So that's what I drew in. Something didn't sound right to me. So this is 9977. There we go. Okay, that's looking better. So I. So here I'm looking at the rule for complements. So the probability rule for complements is the probability of, how can I write this one? So the complement of, so I'm going to call this of anything being defective, equals 1 minus the probability of defective. And that's going to be 1 minus 0.0023. And That's going to be 9977. There we go, because the complement of defective is high or usable. So that's what we have on that one. Alright, so C. As we continue through this, the probability part was defective and came from supplier B. So that's probability that it came from B and is defective. So let's read that right off the chart. That's the 0,009. B and defective. Okay. Let's go to D. The part was defective or came from supplier B. Now, so here we want the probability the part is defective in union with the probability that came from B. So it's B and defective. Okay, so we're going to do this two ways. Again, we have an I here, where we're saying that we're finding the cells in the table that correspond to the event and adding their probabilities. So in this case, this is adding anything from B, so this is the probability that B is high quality, 2982, plus the probability that it's from B and it's usable quality, 0009, and it's from B, 0.009, and defective. And that also we have from A. If it's from A and it's defective, then we'll add that in as well, 014. We sum that up, and we get our 0.3014. That is adding it up straight. Alright, so for the second one, it wants us to do the additive rule of probability. So the probability of D union the probability of B equals the probability of D plus the probability of B minus the probability of D intersect B. So the probability of D, that's what we had in A above, so that's our 0.0023. And the probability of B, we did not completely do that one, did we? So we have to come up with that one. So the probability of B is the probability of the outcomes in B, which is 0.2982 plus 0.009 plus 0.009. I'm going to subtract off the probability of D and the probability of B, which is the probability of the event B and defective, which is 0.009, and that gets us, let's see, defective, yeah, that adds in there, so it winds up with 0.3014 again. Okay, we got it.